Welcome to the Access Guide for the Millennium Forum Theatre and Conference Centre. Access Guide. We at the Millennium Forum strive to provide great service to all our customers. This includes visitors with access and mobility requirements. The Millennium Forum aims to be accessible to all, and we're committed to enabling all our customers to participate in our events equally. The Millennium Forum remains one of the most inclusive environments within the province, where each area within the centre is accessible for wheelchair users. However, accessibility does not end with providing customers with access. The design and layout of the building also provides an opportunity for individuals with limited mobility to access and use the services, which make the forum the major attraction that it is. This access information will be updated regularly to reflect the changes taking place as the Millennium Forum strives to attain the Equality Charter. For more information or to request a copy of this guide in another format, please contact our box office on 028 712 64455 or email info@millenniumforum.co.uk. A hard copy of this guide is available from our box office and online at www.millenniumforum.co.uk. Access Membership Scheme. Our Access for All scheme has been designed for people with physical or sensory or cognitive disabilities and is a practical display of the Millennium Forum's belief that there should be equal access to our theatre for everyone. Its purpose is to help us to provide you with the best possible service. Each time you book, we will store details of your booking requirements for the future, helping us to find appropriate seating for you quickly and easily. Getting here. The Millennium Forum is situated in the heart of the city centre, nestled between the Foyleside and Richmond shopping centres. Car parking. The Millennium Forum does not offer car parking on-site or dedicated disabled car parking spaces. Car parking is provided Wednesday to Saturday in Foyleside East Car Park until 11:30 p.m, or you can avail of the many on-street parking spaces in the vicinity of the theatre. The NI Road Service has created 2 new disabled parking spaces for blue badge holders to service this area of the town centre. These can be accessed on Linnenhall Street. Please note that the Millennium Forum does not have exclusive use of these spaces. Accessible parking in Derry, Londonderry. This is not a comprehensive list and will be updated regularly. Note that additional parking and park and ride facilities will be provided for specific events, and other private car parking may also be available. Other on-street parking may be available using the blue badge. This may include to park in on-street pay and display spaces free of charge and without time limit, and to park on single and double yellow lines with a 3-hour time restriction. This has other restrictions, including places where there is a ban on loading and must be without causing an obstruction, and where safe to do so. The Road Service Guide, Blue Badge Scheme, gives more detail about where you may or may not use your blue badge. More information at www.nidirect.gov.uk/the-blue-badge-parking-scheme. Within the walls, the Diamond. 4 on-street accessible spaces. No time restriction. Other on-street spaces have a 1-hour time restriction. This does not apply to blue badge holders. Bishop Street. Roads Service Car Park. Pay and display. 133 spaces total. 5 accessible, 2 electric. Society Street. Palace Street. Roads Service Car Park. Pay and display. 23 spaces, 1 accessible. Other on-street parking may be available using the blue badge to park on single and double yellow lines where safe to do so, and with a 3-hour time restriction. Other city-side parking. Foyleside Car Park. Charged. Multi-storey head height restriction 1.98 metres. 1,600 spaces in total with 35 accessible bays over both east and west car parks, with most in the east car park and notably in proximity to Shop Mobility Derry. The bays are located close to the lift lobbies. Car park opening hours: Monday and Tuesday 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Wednesday and Friday 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. Wednesday and Saturday, East open till 11:30 p.m. for theatre. Orchard Road, on-street parking available free of charge, one accessible bay with 3-hour time restriction. Carlisle Road, road service car park, pay and display, 25 spaces, 1 accessible. Foyle Street, roads service car park, pay and display, 2 accessible spaces. Other on-street parking available, free, 2 accessible spaces with 3-hour time restriction. Victoria Market, road service car park, pay and display, 93 spaces, 4 accessible. Other on-street parking spaces available free of charge. William Street, 11 spaces, 2 accessible. Strand Road, Waterloo Place, 11 spaces, 4 accessible, 3-hour time restriction. Quayside Car Park, charged. Head height restriction, 6 foot 9 inches. 450 spaces in total, with 12 accessible bays on the ground floor and 2 on each of the other 6 floors located close to the lift lobbies. There are toilet facilities on the ground floor within the shopping centre. Car park opening hours, Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 9 p.m, Saturday 8 a.m. to 8 p.m, and Sunday 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Queen's Quay, roads service car park, pay and display. 60 spaces in total with 3 accessible. Note that there is a 2.1 metre head height restriction. Other on-street spaces available free of charge, 1-hour time restriction. This does not apply to blue badge holders. Strand Road, roads service car park, pay and display, 87 spaces, 1 accessible. There are 2 other on-street accessible bays available with a 3-hour time restriction. Foyle Road, road service car park, pay and display, 88 spaces, 3 accessible. Railway Yard, roads service car park, free, 58 spaces, 1 accessible. William Street, roads service car park, charged, 150 spaces, none accessible. Bishop Street, without, on-street parking available, including 2 accessible spaces with a 3-hour time restriction. And Bishop Street, within, 2 accessible spaces. Farhan Street, 2 free car parks in proximity to the murals, neither has accessible bays. Ebrington, 40 accessible parking spaces within the Ebrington site in proximity to the venue. These must be pre-booked when events are taking place. Other waterside parking. St Colum's Park, free. 2 reserved spaces in the upper car park, none in the lower car park. There is additional free parking available on Browning Drive, though these may be restricted during events. Alfred Street, road service car park, free. 30 spaces, none accessible. This car park has a steep gradient with the exception of the bays at the very top. Cluny Terrace, free. 40 spaces, 2 accessible. On-street parking available, free of charge with no time restriction. Simpsons Bray, road service car park, free. 14 spaces, none accessible. This is a very small car park on a steep hill. Harper's Quay, Spencer Road, charged. This is a park and ride facility for the train service, multi-storey, head height restriction 2 metres. Spencer Road, roads service car park, charged. 25 spaces, none accessible. Additional on-street parking available, free of charge, 1-hour time restriction. 3 accessible. Duddy's Court, 2 accessible. Old Bridge House, WH and SCT, 4 accessible spaces may be available outside trust opening hours. Waterside Railway Station, roads service car park, charged, 42 spaces, 4 accessible. This is a park and ride facility for the train service. Setting down. For arrival by car or taxi, the only set-down point is the Newmarket Street entrance on level 3. Newmarket Street is situated on a gradient. There is a ramped curb and a slight incline on approach to the main entrance, which has automatic doors. Lifts are accessible from level 3. The lifts service all floors, providing access to the stalls, circle and upper circle and other public areas of the building. Approach. On approach to the Millennium Forum, the surrounding streets are steep. Wayfinding signage to the Millennium Forum is present throughout the Foyleside shopping centre. There is a ramped entrance from the footway adjacent to the main stepped approach. The ramp has a slight gradient and handrail fitted to one side. Signage is clearly displayed above the main entrance, which is fitted with double-glass automatic doors. Inside the forum, there is good access throughout the building. Seating is provided in the foyer area and the box office has a low-level section. Circulation space is good, and wayfinding signage within the venue is tactile and in braille. Good seating provision is made available throughout the building. We have dedicated wheelchair vantage points at the front and rear of the stalls. Prior arrangement is required. Contact box office for further information by phone on 0287 126 4455 or email boxoffice@millenniumforum.co.uk. Internal access. The Millennium Forum is built over 5 floors, 3 of which are open to the public. Level 1, the stalls. This area houses access to the main auditorium, accessible toilet, east wall bar, and lift. Level 2, circle. This area houses access to the main auditorium, accessible toilet, in-house restaurant, arbiters at Encore, shop during shows, cafe aroma during shows, bar, the Millennium Room, the Foil Room, the Diamond Room, lift, and piazza. Level 3, upper circle. This area houses access to the main auditorium, reception desk, box office, bar, access to Farcar Room via separate door, access to accessible toilet via separate door, and access to studio theatre via separate door. Auditorium. The auditorium has 3 levels. They are stalls, accessed from level 1, circle, accessed from level 2, and upper circle, accessed from level 3. Lifts. 2 lifts provide access to all levels of the Millennium Forum. Each lift has lowered control positions and speech indication, and all contain signs in braille. Each lift can hold 1 wheelchair user and 1 person. Toilets. There are a number of adapted unisex toilets on each level. Each of the 3 toilets has emergency call systems installed to provide our customers reassurance. Floors. All our public walkways are carpeted or finished in marble. Refreshments. Our in-house restaurant, Arbiters at Encore, is an accessible eating area with loose adjustable seating and table waiting service. The menu is also available in large print format. Sensory. Induction loops are provided at box office and in the auditorium. The system will operate in the auditorium with hearing aids set to T. There are good lighting levels throughout with tactile and braille signage around the building. The Millennium Forum's event brochure is published 3 times a year and is available from box office, downloadable from the website, and you can also have it posted to your home. To request the guide in large print, please contact our box office. Telephone 0287 126 4455 or email info@millenniumforum.co.uk. The Millennium Forum offers signed performances, captioned performances, relaxed performance, a dementia-friendly performance, and audio-described performances each season. Please check the events brochure for further details. Tickets. Price concessions apply for some performances. Please contact the box office for further details. Guide dogs. Assistance dogs are welcome. Emergency evacuation. We have an emergency egress system with visual and audible indicators fitted throughout the building. Box office information. Box office is open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Saturday. Box office is also open 1 hour before the commencement of evening and Sunday performances. Times may vary to reflect the Millennium Forum's event schedule. Please refer to the events brochure. Telephone 028 7126 4455. Administration, telephone 028 7126 4426. Website www.millenniumforum.co.uk. To ensure the best choice of suitable seats, please book in advance. How to book. Booking by telephone. Telephone 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily 028 7126 4455. Booking in person. The box office is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily, Monday to Saturday. It is situated at the Newmarket Street main entrance, where there are automatic doors and step-free access. The box office has a drop counter with a height of 75 centimeters. Booking online. You can book through our website www.millenniumforum.co.uk or by emailing boxoffice@millenniumforum.co.uk. Assistance. We want you to enjoy your time at the Millennium Forum. If you need help or advice in planning your visit, please call Box Office on 028 712 64455. Wheelchairs. We have a courtesy wheelchair for visitors' use, subject to availability. You can pre-book it by calling the box office on 028 7126 4455, or you can request one on arrival. This wheelchair is for transportation to your seat only and cannot be used for the duration of the performance. Access to the auditorium. Box Office is happy to help by accommodating customers who may require particular seating arrangements to assist with all access and mobility requirements. Our venue has seating for 8 wheelchair users, 4 in the stalls, 2 in the circle, and 2 in the upper circle. These spaces are situated at the rear of each level. On occasion, and with prior arrangement, additional wheelchair spaces can be created in the stalls, depending on the performance. If required, please contact our box office on 028 7126 4455 or email boxoffice@millenniumforum.co.uk. In-house restaurant, Arbitus at Encore. Arbitus at Encore is accessible to customers with disabilities. It is accessed via the lift on level 3. The Millennium Forum has 3 bars, all of which are accessible from the lift on level 3. The bars are located on levels 1, 2 and 3. The bars do not have lowered counters. Your feedback. We're continually improving the service we provide. In order to help us meet everyone's needs, we appreciate your feedback. If you have any suggestions on how we can further meet your needs, please contact Lisa Heaney on telephone 028 712 64455 or email lisah@millenniumforum.co.uk. Millennium Forum, Newmarket Street, Derry, Londonderry, Northern Ireland, BT48 6EB. For administration, telephone 028 7126 4426. If you're calling from outside the UK, dial the international dialing code 44 followed by 28 7126 4426. For the box office, telephone 028 7126 4455. Or from outside the UK, dial the international dialing code 44 followed by 28 7126 4455. Email info@millenniumforum.co.uk. Website www.millenniumforum.co.uk. And that completes the access guide for the Millennium Forum.